Hey everybody, Scoutcrafter here again. Down the shop, Monday, Mishmash Monday. I don't know what I feel like doing today. You know, when you come down the shop, you say, do I want to do a project that requires me getting dirty, like grinding, or do I want to do a cleanup, or do I want to do a fabrication? I don't know. I'm in one of those moods today. I don't know. I'm going to walk around the shop and see what pops up. Let's see what we got. Okay, I dug out these two from our good friend Brian Paine from Plymouth, New Hampshire. Look at these two beautiful examples of early American manufacturing. We have a crescent wrench. The thing about these two is, look how small they are. These are like small. So we'll call this 2 for Tuesday, even though tomorrow's Tuesday. Look what we have here. We have a crescent tool, right? These are always nice. This one's in, look, it's a little beat up here. You can see, a little beat up, a little rusted. You know, nothing bad. I'm not going to soak it or anything. We're going to go right to the wire brush to get rid of this. Then we have this, look at this here. This Roxco, isn't that nice? From the Tremont Manufacturing, Roxbury, Massachusetts. We like the Tremonts. This one here, it's you know, it looks like it has some kind of coating on it that's starting to come off. Maybe it galvanized or something again. But the teeth are pristine on here. And it's a little guy. It's a little short one. So don't be mistaken. You know, small wrenches can take every bit as long as big wrenches, you know. So they do take time. So let's take them apart and wire brush them and see what we got going. Okay, everything's apart. No issues here. Let's clean it up. Okay, here we are at a post-wire brush evaluation, and this is, again, it's such an important step because, you know, you can go right to the grinder, but, you know, you want to see what you're dealing with. First of all, you can see this is pitting we didn't even know existed when we looked at it before because the patina covers all that up, you know? Guys that like patina, that think that the tools came like that from the factory. Anyway, so you can see all that, the pitting and everything. Now, that's just going to get worse over time, but we're going to put a stop to that now, polish it up, and then that'll be good. And again, you see those, somebody was using this as a mini hammer, which it drives me nuts if I see somebody banging with a, oh, that drives me nuts. Anyway, here's another thing that's important. You see how that operates? Glass smooth. You know, I did inside here with small wire brushes, did the whole inside. Everything's nice and smooth, and that's the way it should be, and it's going to operate well. Now, compare that to this one. Now, here, notice the, has that, you know, rough Tremont, man. You can always count on Tremont to leave all their seams on the wrench, and look at the top here. You know, they're coarse grind on the top, and the front, they always, that's nice, huh? Who could let that go by? Look at that. That just looks awful. Anyway, but Tremont was known for that. What's so funny I found about this wrench is it says heavy duty. Now, there's absolutely nothing about this wrench that screams heavy duty, especially since it's so small, right? But anyway, watch what happens when I put this in. Again, you do the test after the post-wire brush, and see this? It's binding. It's hitting over here, and that's because this is bent. It's bent this way, and it's bent this way. See, it's got a little kick up here. Anyway, so it's bent, and you can see it down there. You can see here it curves, and so we're going to have to address that. And the dake will be a little bit overkill. I know a lot of people want a dake, but I'm going to show you how you do this on the vise or something like that. Just as easy, and let's go over there. Now, it's important when you're trying to bend something back is you got to see where the bend originates from. So when you hold it this way, you can see here the bend originates right here after the threads, where the threads end and this stops. So you put it into the vise where the, sorry about that, put it into the vise where the threads end, and then we'll bend this back. And to do that, we'll use a crescent wrench, and we'll put it on here and just give it a little tweak. Okay, we straightened out this bend that was side to side. Now, another way it's bent is it's bent this way here. It's kind of bent where this back is kicking up. And to do that, I'm going to place that here, over here in the vise. And again, in the center of the vise, I'm going to apply a little bit of heat only because these castings, you know, just a little bit, not to make it red or destroy any temper or anything, just to warm it up, because warm metal always bends better than cold metal. And then I'm going to use a soft blow hammer and just tap it up here. That's the second way of doing it. Okay, I tried bang, it just wasn't budging, and I didn't feel comfortable with the angle of that vice jaw against those threads. I was afraid it was going to snap. So I'm over here at the vise. Here's the setup. Let's see if we can straighten it out. Okay, you can see I got it right on the bend. What we're going to do here is I'm going to press this down, holding this so in case it spins out, it don't fly anywhere. But it's gonna, you see it's starting to twist a little bit. I'm gonna have to reset it. Okay, I reset it, looking right for the peak of that bend, which is right there. Again, we got the small nose cone on there. You don't want to put too much pressure on the threads, but here we go. And let's hope this stays a little straighter. Okay, here we go. Down to 1.5 tons. It's starting to twist a little bit. Gonna have to reset it. Again, it's twisting. And you know, sometimes you have to go back, move it a little bit one way. Let's try it again. Here we go. Okay, let's see what it looks like. If we took any of that bend out. I still see a little bit there. You see, this takes some time right about there or some. The good thing is that when you press it into the wood, the threads make a form into the wood, and that helps it. There you go. Look at that. There we go. All righty. Now that's looking real good. Let's see what it looks like. The wood is a godsend when you're using this. Oh yeah, that's looking much, much better. Let's try it on the wrench, see how it works. Okay, we're back at the wrench here, and you can see it's working much better. But it still looks like it's got an underbite, right? You know, an underbite? So maybe we can, yeah, I don't know, maybe we can take that underbite out if we go a little bit more. I'm going to try. We got nothing to lose. I'll just keep, the main thing is you want to keep this threads here, and you could bend maybe the top. I got to see. We'll go just a little bit more. Okay, we got this operating nice and smooth now. Still got a little underbite, but look at this. We have a little twist in the top here. You see that? That's not coming down perfectly, so this has to be twisted that way. That we can do in the vise. Okay, here we go. Looks pretty good now, you see? Got it pretty much lined up with the front. And again, now we're gonna, this will smoothen out too when we get to grinding off some of the flashing. So let's get to that. Okay, we're a few hours into these, and now we have to get ready, prep for paint. And one thing you have to do is, for example, you see that lettering in there? Now we want that lettering to pop, you know. Now if you think you're just going to put paint on there and wipe it off, it's still dark. So in order to really get it to pop, what you have to do is you have to take some sandpaper like this, and you have to sand the face of the letters before you paint it, okay? Because that'll make them more or less shiny. And then when you wipe the paint off of the letters, you see what I mean? See the difference there? See how that looks better than like the darker one? So you have to do that on, I did on this side already, and that'll help it pop, you know? And you can see where we are now. We just got to do some, you do that, then you do the final buffing, and then it's off to paint. Now you know my favorite part. Remember what these two wrenches look like before we started. And we are calling this project done. Boy, this was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Let's take a look at each one of these beauties and see what we did. First off, we'll start off with the crescent. I did it in a candy orange, and I always like that color, especially with next to chrome. You know, it just looks so nice, you know. And did it in candy orange, and of course we polished it. I took off all the pitting and everything. And obviously it's all oiled, and everything just works super smooth. These, you know, adjustable wrenches we use all the time. I didn't even have to touch the jaws. They were pristine, but everything looks nice on this stone. It's just a beautiful. Remember all the banged up over here and all the nicks and all taken out. Look at that handle. Look how smooth that is, and just beautiful, huh? I always love this color. I love this this type of wrench, and again, this is a small one. It must be about 6 inches long, so this one came out real nice. And then for the gem of the day, now let's take a look at this Tremont, what we did here. You know, took the letters, you know, again, it's just, that's natural letters, natural. A little bit of red here. Now, I know some people are probably thinking I was going to do red in the whole thing, but, you know, when you have a lot of area, you got to be careful with the red. It's kind of overpowering, but I think this is just enough. Even put red in here, candy apple, inside the knurls. Look how nice this operates now. I mean, just super smooth. It's got the spring in there, and, yeah, look, Roscoe with the red in the background and the black here. I just think it looks classic, doesn't it? Polished out. This is actually, I'm very proud of this part up here. This part up here, the top head, look at that. Remember what it looked like with all the grind marks and everything? And that takes a while to do, but I think it came out just fabulous. And I just like this wrench. Look at that. Look how smooth this is over here. It's all waxed up and everything now. The back, we like to do. So, this is a beauty, huh? This little Roscoe. I just, you know, Tremont made some beautiful designs. It's a shame that they knocked them out so quick that they never went the extra step, because look at that. Who wouldn't want that wrench in their box, right? Nice little wrench. Okay, next up, a good friend of the show by the name of Topper Bertram just said, he said, man, what's in that stack-on box that's next to your that's next to your bench? This is I got this box at, I think, Jacktown, and what it is, it's just overflow stuff. Let me show you what's in it. The first drawer is, you know, these, I bought a lot of dies on eBay one time. These are all brand new dies, never been used, and you can see what they cost, but I got a whole lot of them, so that always comes in handy. The taps came, you know, also with a lot of taps, and they're all brand new, obviously. This is my medical, you know, pliers, you know, and these things always, you have to have at least a couple of these. Whenever you're going to do, you got to pick out something from in between. I can't tell you how many times I use it. You got to pick out something, or grease or junk or something. These are great to get, and they're cheap. Over here is a lot of my taps that I use all the time, tap handles, things like that. Not all of them. I got some in my other box, but these are the ones I use quite a bit. And then in this drawer here, some excess files, and you know I love files, and this is just some of them. File card, file handles, and yeah, that's there. And in the bottom drawer, we have some, you know, this is just excess stuff that gets thrown around. Sometimes you got to look through because you forget what's in there. Some file brushes, file cards. This is a Heller. This is a body. And see these here? These Starrett. Brand new in the bag. I found these in the garbage. Can you imagine that? Who's better than me? And just excess stuff, you know, things like that. Up here in the top drawer, you know, I have, again, more files. I just, you know, this is excess stuff, but the good thing about these stack-on boxes is that this keeps a lot of the grinding dust and everything off of the drawers. So I hope that helps, Topper. Okay, and next up, let me tell you, I think I might have found a use for this. And what one of our viewers, it was a chef, and he said that he actually used this tool. And what the tool was, now check this out, because this makes the most sense of all the things I've heard. Because remember I was telling you how sharp it is. And okay, so he said what this is for is when they, in chef school and in restaurants, when they had a lean cut of meat, like a roast or something, they would take this and dip it into either fat or flavored butter, close it up, insert it into the roast, open it up, and then pull it out, because, you know, then it would all melt out. It was hot. How great is that? Okay, so this was meant to insert fat and butter and things like that into a piece of beef, because they're all sharp. It'll get in there. It opens up, it leaks out or whatever, and then they close and pull it out, and so that's the best I have found so far. And the reason I say is because the F. Dick was known for making butchery tools and things like that, so that would have went right along with their line of products. What do you think? All right, last up. This was a fun mosh, wasn't it? I want to do a survey from my viewers here. I was looking at a couple things, saw a couple movies the other day, and you know, growing up watching TV and movies, things like that. You know, a lot of things that impressed me as a kid was the vehicles that were in some of these shows. So my question to you is, because we have such a vast audience out there, and especially all over the world, I would like to know what your thoughts are on the comparison of these two vehicles. If you had your choice between the number one, the classic 1966 Batmobile, or the 1964 Aston Martin DB5 James Bond car, which would you prefer? Now, both of them run about $6 million for the originals. So they're in value. They're both probably about similar in popularity as far as recognizability around the world. But which one would you like to have? So number one is the classic Batmobile. Number two is the James Bond Aston Martin DB5. I love them both. And I was thinking about that's a tough choice, right? But you could have one. Which one would you like to have? Just put a 1 or 2 in the comments. And anyway, that's it for today. I hope you have a great start of the week. Thanks so much. Take care now. Bye-bye.